Ladies and gentlemen, fight fans around the world, welcome back to another exciting UFC preview here on the Fight Zone. Today we're diving deep into UFC 293, where the reigning middleweight champion, Israel Adesanya, is set to defend his title against the formidable and Strickland. But before we get into the nitty-gritty of this matchup, let's acknowledge that UFC 293 might not be the blockbuster event we've seen in 2023 so far. However, it's not without its highlights, including an intriguing co-main event featuring Tai Tuivasa and Alexander Volkov. There's also a showcase fight for Manel Kape, and a heavyweight battle between Justin Tafa and Austin Lane that promises some fireworks. Now, let's shift our focus to the main event of the evening, the UFC middleweight championship bout between Israel Adesanya and Sean Strickland. Israel Adesanya, ranked 5th on the pound-for-pound list, has been nothing short of a prodigy since he transitioned from kickboxing to MMA. He signed with the UFC in early 2018 and quickly rose through the ranks, becoming the undisputed middleweight champion in less than 20 months. Adesanya's journey was a promoter's dream. He was marketable, busy, and willing to face anyone. However, his championship reign did see him adopt a more cautious and defensive style that led to some one-sided title defenses. That was until his electrifying feud with Alex Pereira, which revitalized his campaign. Pereira managed to take Adesanya out of his comfort zone, knocking him out before Adesanya regained the title in a cathartic fashion in April. Now, with Pereira moving up to light heavyweight, Adesanya stands as the clear favorite to dominate the middleweight division once again. But who's standing across from Adesanya this weekend? None other than Sean Strickland, who, interestingly, used to be an unremarkable welterweight prospect. However, Strickland made a stunning comeback in 2020, bulking up to middleweight and adopting a pressure-oriented style. He relies on his experience, gained since he began his pro career as a teenager. Strickland's upright stance allows him to throw a high volume of strikes and overwhelm his opponents. Yet this approach also leaves him vulnerable, with his chin exposed. Strickland's performance against Alex Pereira last year was a testament to his determination, as he stuck to his usual approach despite facing an elite kickboxer and eventually suffered a knockout loss. Since then, Strickland has rebounded without adding many new dimensions to his game. As we look ahead to this fight with Adesanya, it's hard not to draw parallels to his encounter with Pereira. Strickland's strategy against Adesanya seems to mirror his previous bouts. He'll likely march forward applying constant pressure. However, this approach can be risky, especially when facing someone as technically skilled as Adesanya. Strickland's open chin could be a tempting target for Adesanya's precise striking. While Adesanya may not possess Pereira's one-shot knockout power, he's known for his pinpoint accuracy and the ability to accumulate damage over the course of a fight. It's not hard to envision Adesanya using Strickland's aggressive approach to his advantage, picking him apart, and eventually finding an opening for a knockout. Now let's delve deeper into the intriguing subplot of UFC 293. The presence of Jared Cannonier as the official backup fighter for the main event showdown between Israel Adesanya and Sean Strickland. It's not always customary for the UFC to designate an official backup fighter for title bouts, but in this case it seems like a prudent decision. Jared Cannonier, often known as Killa Gorilla, is currently in Sydney, Australia, and he's ready to step in if needed. This announcement was first reported by Mike Bone, who spoke to MMA Junkie, confirming that Cannonier had arrived in Sydney to fulfill this crucial role. The fact that Adesanya vs Strickland is the sole middleweight matchup scheduled for UFC 293 makes having Cannonier on standby a wise choice. Now let's rewind a bit and remember that Cannonier has history with Israel Adesanya. He challenged Adesanya for the middleweight title at UFC 276 just last year, and while he fought valiantly, he ultimately lost via unanimous decision. It was a closely contested battle that showcased Cannonier's skills and determination. Following that title fight, Killa Gorilla didn't let the setback hold him back. He bounced back with a hard-fought split-decision victory over none other than Sean Strickland in the UFC's final main event of 2022. This victory demonstrated Cannonier's resilience and his ability to compete at the highest level of the middleweight division. Earlier this year, Cannonier continued his ascent up the middleweight rankings by defeating Marvin Vettori, solidifying his position as the Year 3 contender in the division. Remarkably, this ranking places him 2 spots above Sean Strickland, the fighter challenging Adesanya for the title at UFC 293. Strickland, on the other hand, is approaching this title opportunity as a sizable underdog. While he has been on a winning streak with back-to-back victories after his narrow defeat to Cannonier, he's stepping into uncharted territory with his first shot at the championship. What makes this matchup even more intriguing is that Adesanya has already faced and bested many of the top fighters in the middleweight division during his first title reign. Strickland is seen by some fans as a fresh and potentially unpredictable challenger who could bring something new to the table. Moreover, fans are eager to see if Strickland, known for his outspoken and often entertaining personality, will attempt to get under Adesanya's skin during the Fight Week media events. The mental aspect of the game can play a significant role in MMA, and Strickland's ability to engage in psychological warfare could add another layer of intrigue to this title bout. So, with Jared Cannonier lurking in the background, ready to step in if needed, and Sean Strickland gearing up for his first title shot against the formidable Israel Adesanya, UFC 293 promises to be an event filled with excitement, drama, and plenty of storylines to follow. As fight fans, we can't help but be excited about the possibilities that this weekend holds. Will Adesanya continue his dominance in the middleweight division, or will Strickland pull off a shocking upset? And if Cannonier does step in, can he avenge his previous loss to Adesanya? There are plenty of questions, and we'll be here to bring you all the answers. So, my prediction for this weekend's UFC 293 main event between Israel Adesanya and Sean Strickland. Well, based on their styles and recent performances, I believe Sean Strickland will face a tough challenge against the reigning champion. Thank you for tuning in to our UFC 293 preview here on the Fight Zone. Subscribe and hit that notification bell so you don't miss our post-fight analysis and coverage of all things MMA. And remember, the Octagon is where legends are made, and this weekend, we're in for another epic showdown. See you all at the fights.